Gentlemen, and thanks for joining us on the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Print Television, live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. My name is Fon Quinter. I begin today's edition of Prime News in the southwest region, where a taxi driver has lost his life after an improvised explosive device went off in his taxi. The sad incident happened in the early hours of this day in Boya. Get details with Catherine Ekongwe.
It is a bad start of the week in Boya with the death of a taxi driver this early morning, November 8, 2021. The said driver of this taxi started work around 5:30 a.m. before a bomb was dropped into his car by an unknown person. This explosion took place in front of Las Vegas snack bar in Boya. The deceased driver, Fon Quinter, was unable to quickly leave the car and the bomb exploded with him inside. He was rushed to the regional hospital in Boya, where he finally gave up the ghost and his corpse deposited at the Boya Regional Hospital mortuary. This is the second incident of bomb explosion in Boya in less than 2 weeks. It is believed separatist fighters might be behind the bomb explosion. Last Monday, an unknown passenger threw another bomb in a taxi at checkpoint Moliko. Some inhabitants of Boya suggest it could be a means of promoting ghost town, which is respected in the northwest and southwest region of Cameroon. No group has so far claimed responsibility of this act.
Now, a house in Doxibi, a neighborhood in Douala, Cameroon, got burnt to ashes over the weekend. Sources said the inferno was caused by an electrical fault, and though no life was lost, material damage was enormous, as Nora Kakebi tells us.
Over the weekend, a house went down to ashes at the Nsungkikang neighborhood around Rom Point CCC in Dokoti in Douala, littoral region of Cameroon. According to reports gathered, the fire was triggered by an electrical fault sparked by power restoration following a blackout. As the blaze erupted, security elements were immediately informed, but unfortunately, they could not get to the scene of the fire on time to put out the flames. Fortunately enough, no human casualties were recorded, but there was a huge material damage. The lost items included household items and kitchen utensils, such as pots, plates, spoons, gas cooker, just to name but these. Neighbors and other persons around the neighborhood were quick to prevent the fire from spreading to other nearby houses and cause more damage. The occupants of the house have been rendered homeless and frustrated over the loss. The damages caused are reported to be enormous, as the victims are still in shock over what they have lost. Though locals have attributed the incident to an electrical circuit, the real cause is yet to be established.
Now, road users within Bamenda 2 subdivision have hailed Mayor Chenwi Peter and staff of the Bamenda 2 Council for rehabilitating the road between Veterinary Junction and Ayaba Street. The stretch of road had been left in a deplorable state, as Charles Keba reports from Bamenda.
Road users in the Bamenda 2 municipality have applauded their mayor, Chenwi Peter, and staff of the Bamenda 2 Council for carrying out repair works, rendering the road between Veterinary Junction and Ayaba Street passable.
The difficulties are plenty, but when a small road where you don't make up, at least we easy for pass with motor. Some of we they won't get motor, the one they don't even get them. I think the way to wait don't do it don't really overhelp.
Given roads in Bamenda are a nightmare, especially when it rains, the stretch under the jurisdiction of the city council within Bamenda 2 municipality with potholes running across the road leading to the council office and other administrative units with gullies, causing high traffic congestion, mud, car stock, etc. A disturbing scenario. Bamenda 2 Council Mayor Chenwi Peter said,
Prime Minister is the man of the work. So while waiting for the decision of the Prime Minister to be implemented, we must make sure that we salvage population while waiting. We cannot keep population. Cars are not within Bamenda because of the state of the road. So that's why we plea from the population. We are obliged to come out and salvage those areas that are bad so that there can be circulation as population.
The Bamenda 2 Council Mayor frowned at and reacted to the killing of a contractor who was carrying out repairs work at the Bamenda 2 Council premises at Mbenfebi Mancon, and two others said it's totally unacceptable that people take up guns to kill those trying to develop their municipality.
This problem that we call it, and some problem, we are the cause of this problem. When you kill your brother, how does it help your population? This is a contractor who is there to help the community grow, construct the civil status, construct road schools. You kill them and say you want to separate. Is it normal? It's not normal at all.
The Bamenda 2 Council of recent, it should be noted, handed didactic materials and equipped the offices of some head teachers, provided health equipment to some integrated health centers, provided boreholes for water and solar electricity to neighborhoods in the Bamenda 2 municipality.
In other politics, where some CPDM militants in Kumba and the southwest region of Cameroon disrupted celebrations of President's ascension to power by stating that they do not want the Member of Parliament for Kumba, Honorable Tabot Lawson Bakai, to address them in the capacity of Section President for Meme 1A. One gets details in the following report with Tamfu Sidwan.
The celebration, which started in pomp and fanfare, ended prematurely when the floor was given to the Member of Parliament for Kumba Urban Constituency, Honorable Tabot Lawson Bakai, to address militants in the capacity of the host section president. Some militants protested and argued that he is not the section president, even though he was declared section president after the September 2021 reorganization exercise. For more than 1 hour, some militants humiliated the party officials and could not listen to the Member of Parliament, even when the chairman of the Central Committee Permanent Delegation for Meme, Chief Justice Benjamin Ewane, attempted to calm them down. The senior divisional officer for Meme Division, Tundong Chamberlain, who was observing the drama, intervened for peace to reign, but militants denied to listen to their section president. Reacting shortly after the drama, Honorable Tabot Lawson said those who protested were not militants of his section and that they will be punished.
Riffraff, thieves who are not militants, go and ask them, none of them. I look at their faces, none. There are only 2 workers. 3 of them who were workers of the city council that were there, who come from Kumbawan. The rest are not militants of the Kumbawan, but they came here with a purpose to disrupt something of the head of state. It is a shame. And I must say that those people, all those involved in this track, will be punished.
The head of the CBDM Permanent Delegation of the Central Committee for Meme, Chief Justice Benjamin Ewane, stated that it is normal, especially after an electoral process.
2 political giants, you know them. The Right Honorable Lawson Tabot Bakai and the last city mayor Gregory Mewanu. They are those who are the protagonists for the post of section president. And you could see that there was enthusiasm on both sides, and each supporter came out supporting his own candidate. But I think that this is good for our democracy.
Supporters of Honorable Tabot Lawson followed him to the reception ground. Supporters of Gregory Mewanu carried their candidates away jubilating. The heavily attended celebration in Meme Division ended dramatically.
We stay in Kumba in the southwest region, where militants of the ruling CPDM political party for the 5 sections of Meme Division, aside the drama, have celebrated the 39th anniversary of Paul Biya's ascension to power. The celebration took place in Kumba on Saturday, November 6th, where party officials say Mr. Biya has achieved much for Cameroon. Tamfu Sidon once more.
The ruling CPDM party marched along the Kumba town stretch to the party house on the afternoon of Saturday, November 6, announcing celebration of the 39th anniversary of Paul Biya at the helm of leadership in Cameroon. As they trooped into the party house, traditional animation also signaled their presence, welcoming top dignitaries of the party. As the celebration went on, the head of the CPDM Permanent Delegation for Meme, His Excellency Chief Justice Benjamin Ewane, addressed militants enumerating the achievements of President Paul Biya for 39 years. He spoke to the press thereafter, stating that Paul Biya's stay in power has been pregnant with developmental projects.
Look at the roads which have been tarred to right up to the exit of the town. Look at the HTTC. Look at the numerous colleges which we have had. we are expecting more.
The section president of Memetu Mbonge, Honorable Ote Andrew Mofa, on his part also said Paul Biya has given Cameroonians a lot as far as achievements are concerned.
Unity, peace, economic growth, decentralization, national integration, living together, Cameroon being a bilingual country, a multicultural country, economic development, peace, stability, and the wisdom that has been shown to us.
The Member of Parliament for Kumba Center, Honorable Tabor Lawson Bakia, believes that Paul Biya remains the best person to lead Cameroon further.
President Paul Biya is somebody who loves peace. And you will understand that in the sub-region, in the Semak sub-region, we are the best. He has handled the country. There's no country that does not have problems. Even in our homes, we have problems. He has achieved a lot in the area of peace, education, stability, and development.
The CBDM jointly celebrated in Kumba with all the 5 sections due to the current crisis in the northwest and southwest regions.
And in Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon, CPDM militants celebrated the 39th anniversary of Mr. Biya's ascension to power. Militants in the region described President Paul Biya as a visionary leader. Charles Kewa reports from Bamenda.
Big wings and militants of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM in the Northwest, commemorated President Paul Biya's 39th anniversary with a call for peace and the return to normalcy in the region. The Northwest Permanent CPDM leader, Philemon Yang, accompanied by Minister Mayu Felix and Acha Mba Rose, called on the people of the region to choose peace.
Our objective is to send a clear message that this region is in search of peace and that we are going to obtain peace and that things will return to normal soon.
Celebrating at the party's birthplace for the first time after 4 years, various speakers at the event described President Paul Biya, whose visionary for close to 4 decades in power is a proof of his leadership quality and effort towards development.
There's so many health infrastructures have been developed, and we are really happy, and we pray that the Almighty God continue to give Paul Biya the energy, the wisdom, the strength that he needs, so that at the time he's leaving Cameroon, he would have done what left an indelible mark that nobody can erase.
I'm still expecting more from the president. We should know that the youth of the Northwest are not suffering. I would like him to do more, and with some of our brothers who are in bushes, they will know, look at what we are doing and we are achieving, and they will put their guns down and follow us and come out.
Celebrating on the theme, all unite and gather behind President Paul Biya for the diplomatic, cultural and sporting influence of a Cameroon that is one and indivisible, decentralized and emerging, which guarantees living together, social peace, territorial integrity, consolidation of national unity and accelerate development of the country. Biya's commemoration to celebrate 39 years in power was crowned in Bamenda with a march from the Bamenda Congress Hall to the Commercial Avenue Grandstand to show unflinching support to their party chair, President of the Republic, regaining their territory and integrity from the hands of separatists.
Now, Southwest Governor Bernard Okala-Bilai has called on elected officials of Ndian Division to return to their offices within 30 days. He made the call during the installation of the divisional officer for Ndian Division. Moki Regan reports.
The governor of the Southwest region was in Mundimba, chief town of Ndian Division, the installation of the newly appointed senior divisional officer for the said division. Which a moment of silence was respected for the killing of a divisional delegate by separatist fighters. The governor of Southwest region, Bernard Okala-Bilai, called on the newly installed senior divisional officer to be careful because of the sensitive nature of Ndian Division.
We are the gateway into our country by the sea, and the exit. That gateway and that exit should not become a boulevard for criminals who are carrying weapons, who are carrying ammunition, drugs, and other many things to disturb our country.
And send a strong warning to elected officials as no mayor was present to welcome him.
People were fighting to become mayors. They were ready to do everything to become MP. Today, when it is to assume the responsibility on a daily basis to help the population, they are not there. What does that mean? I give you 30 days. If they are not back, we'll bring back your report to Boya, and I will see with the Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, the Prime Minister, how in January they will still wear the sash.
It should be noted that driving across the villages in Jian Division, the Southwest Governor Bernard Okalabilai must have noticed that some schools are not operational as some houses empty, abandoned. Bet and Munimba, chief town of Jian Division, schools are fully operational. The newly installed senior divisional officer from Jian Division, Gilbert Dibao Baogema, is a son of Mokolo from the far north region of Cameroon, and before his appointment was the divisional officer for Bamenda 1 subdivision.
Now, ex-students of Government Bilingual High School Mankan dubbed Hollywood Icons has handed scholarships to some deserving students. The scholarship worth 400,000 francs CFA was presented to the recipients yesterday, November 7, 2021 in Bamenda. Get full details in the following report. A very emotional moment of that expressing his joy after his daughter received a scholarship from ex-students of Government Bilingual High School Mankan, dubbed Hollywood Icons. The first edition of the scholarship scheme falls in line with the association's humanitarian response plan aimed at empowering students, fulfilling one of the association's objective of giving back to the community coming at a time the institution has been abandoned as a result of the ongoing Anglophone crisis.
Key resolutions of our today gathering is how we can open our doors, because we have looked at that, yes, today we had some students who have benefited from our scholarship scheme, and obviously from our criteria, they were students who have passed through JHS Manko. And so if we are awarding scholarships to these students who are no longer schooling there because the school is no longer functional, and we keep moving down without thinking for a second how we can get the school operational.
Two students, Lumblessing and Aqua Honorina, recipients of the fully funded scholarship of 200,000 francs CFA each.
Ex-student of Hollywood Icons Association granting me this scholarship because since the crisis, my parents have been facing difficulties to pay my school fees. Due to the opportunity that they've given me, I know I'll be able to accomplish my goals and come back and also help the juniors with all the same opportunities.
Handing over the scholarship, President of the association, Do Divangwa, promised the next edition will feature more underprivileged children.
The committee, we have sat back and we even saw that the two that we actually awarded the scholarship to is not enough, it's not sufficient. And that's why we have sat back and we are looking forward to see how next, when we are launching, we are going to at least touch at least 10 students.
The ceremony also saw the launching of the apprenticeship scheme, which will identify school dropouts and train in any career of their choice. It was thus an opportunity for the Hollywood Icons family, who turned out in their numbers on Sunday, November 7 in Bamenda, to put smiles on the faces of underprivileged persons and commune with one another. We stay in the Northwest region where Senator Barrister Kemende Henry over the weekend handed over a borehole to the community of Alanti GRA upstation, Bamenda 1 subdivision. Speaking at the ceremony, Fon Quinter, the third of Bamenda, invoked the spirits of the ancestors to watch over the borehole. Get full details with Charles Kibwa.
Senator Barrister Kemendi Henry, after the rejection and promise to liquidate the furnitures he destined for the courts in the Northwest by the Ministry of Justice to a water project for the community over the weekend, Sunday, November 7, handed over a borehole he constructed to the community of Atlantic Quarter, Bamenda 1 subdivision, the government residential area neighborhood. Bamenda 1, like other parts of the municipality with water crisis, Senator Barrister Kemendi Henry of the Social Democratic Front, the SDF, said he witnessed the suffering of the people and could not believe GRA of all could be suffering such a water crisis. Reasons he engaged on the project after he promised liquidating the furnitures he destined to the courts in the region rejected to hasten works, and God has answered his prayers.
God's time is the best, and that I have not forgotten of them. But just that the hardship that I saw people going through to have water in the dry season in this my community could not make me be insensitive to it. I had to be sensitive at least to it. That I share the same community with these people. If I shout in my company, these are the people that I expect them to come out to rescue me. Or if anything happens in the neighborhood, these are the people that I count on them to come and join me. But then, how will it be if I leave them in this misery just because I don't belong, I'm not born of this community?
The project baptized Mami Frida Fountain, his mother, Senator Barrister Kemendi, though not from Bamenda Nkwe. Bamenda 1 Council Mayor Biga Felix at the event said, development and politics have no color. Thank the good thoughts of the senator to bring water to the area. Invite the beneficiaries to use the water for their benefit and to others. Said 58 quarters in the municipality are still to survive water crisis that needs attention before cutting the ribbon by the representative of Northwest Governor, His Majesty Fon Quinter III, Fon of Bamenda Nkwe, in a typical traditional style, invoked the ancestors to watch over the bore water to serve the community.
That problem has been sorted out through the efforts of the Senator, and our hope is that the population of this quarter are going to protect this public utility for sustainability, because it's there to serve not only the quarter but all those who are coming around this quarter and all those who are using this stretch of road.
As a people-oriented project to the people of Bamenda 1, the Senator Kemendi Henry assured the people of his Balikumbat constituency they have their own turn.
I promised the population not long ago that I will try to convert the cost of selling the chairs and tables that I made for the court to hasten this project. By the time the Ministry of Justice was refusing the donation, this project was already ongoing, but I was finding difficulties realizing it because there was lack of means. I was holding two things, climbing a ladder. It was difficult for me to climb with handling two things on both arms.
The project, worth over 5 million event, was graced by traditional dances.
Today, November 8 is commemorated worldwide as Radiology Day. The health campaign seeks to raise awareness on the contribution of radiology in the life and well-being of patients. Bokengo Wade completes the story.
Computed tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, X-rays, ultrasound, nuclear machine, and many more are terms that help describe radiology. Categorized as a key to identifying internal defects of the body, radiology is the usage of medical imaging to diagnose and treat life-threatening diseases within the body, such as cancer, anemia, brain tumors, blood clots, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, appendicitis, kidney and bladder stones, stroke, and many more. Commemorated this year under the theme Interventional Radiology, Active Care for the Patient, World Radiology Day for the Health campaign is dedicated to interventional radiology for its essential role in obtaining images of the inside of the body, interpreting the images to diagnose a disease, injury, performing different internal medical procedures in treating patients daily. On World Radiology Day, radiologists, radiography, its users and health personnel worldwide are encouraged to amplify the visibility of medical imaging radiology, as well as acknowledge the key role played by medical imaging in medicine, the life of a patient, care, protection, especially in unforeseen health circumstances that may be life-threatening.
Let's now have details of the day in the following excerpt selected for us by Lasha Kinglsy. Take a listen.
Since the accidental discovery of X-rays by William Conrad Röntgen in 1895, X-rays has been widely used in the medical field for diagnosis. But with the evolution of technology and the use of other things apart from X-rays for imaging in medicine, the day was transformed from World Radiography Day into the International Day of Radiology in 2011, what we now know as the IDOR. Today, 8th of November 2021, we celebrate the 10th edition of IDOR, and under the theme, Interventional Radiography, Active Care for the Patient. So our aim for today is to make the world know, everyone know, that radiology is a field that is involved in active care for the patient. In St. Louis, this year, the department has decided to celebrate it in a wide scope. We have organized a free campaign for not only the student, but the entire population of the vicinity. You can come to St. Louis Bonaberry campus and you have your free ultrasound scans. These include breast ultrasound, abdominal ultrasound, prostate ultrasound, testicular, and pelvic. This is, as I said, not only for the students, but for the wide environment. Thank you.
News out of the country, Sierra Leonean President Julius Maada Bio has said the country must learn from Friday's explosion, which left over 100 dead, injuring about 100 as well. Get full details of this and more in the following report done for us by Alain Sama.
Let's begin in Sierra Leone, where President Julius Maada Bio has declared 3 days of national mourning following a fuel tank explosion, which killed more than 100 people last Friday. The Sierra Leonean leader said the country must learn from the incident and that all those injured will be given treatment free of charge. President Julius Maada added that he is setting up a task force to look into the incident and make recommendations on how to avoid this from happening in the future. Today, flags flew at half-mast to remember the victims. Note here that at least 101 people died and about 100 others were injured when the tanker exploded after a collision with another truck in the capital, Freetown. Majority of the victims were motorcyclists and taxi drivers who were trying to collect fuel leaking from the truck at the time of the explosion, according to an official. A witness to the explosion said it had also killed people nearby, outside buildings and in vehicles. For the record, the West African nation has suffered numerous tragedies in recent times. In March, more than 80 people were injured in a fire that swept through one of Freetown's slums, displacing more than 5,000 residents. While in Sudan, security forces have fired tear gas at protesters taking part in pro-democracy demonstrations in the capital, Khartoum. Teachers taking part in one protest were detained by the security forces. Last night, demonstrators set up barricades for the first of 2 days of planned civil disobedience to protest against last month's coup. The protesters are demanding the military government step back and allow a peaceful transition to civil rule. It is worth mentioning that the demonstrations are taking place as Arab League mediators arrive in Khartoum for talks to try to defuse the crisis. Meantime, the West African regional grouping, ECOWAS, has hardened its stance against military rule in Mali and Guinea, imposing new individual sanctions and calling on both countries to honor schedules for a return to democracy. The president of the Commission of the Economic Community of West African States, Jean-Claude Cassibrou, during the summit on Sunday, said Mali had officially written to Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, who head the rotating presidency of ECOWAS, to inform him that the Sahel country could not hold elections as planned. Jean-Claude Brou added that all the transition authorities are concerned by the sanctions, which will take immediate effect. He said also that the travel bans and assets freezes targeted family members as well. In a final declaration following Sunday's summit, ECOWAS said it highly deplores the lack of progress
Eileen Summers' report ends the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Prime Television. Coming up next is Prime Hour with Kum Leonard and his team. My name is Fon Quinter. Have a great evening in the company of more programs on The African Eye. Stay with us. Good night.